Big win for the Chicago Bulls last night in another fun game to watch. That was a Denver game. It was tightly contested. Miss me with all the they don't have Jokic, they don't have Gordon bullshit. The fact is, Jamal Murray still the best player on the court. Michael Porter Jr. still a good player. Christian Braun still a good player. There's still pieces of a playoff team there. And Jamal Murray was playing his ass off last night. So the Nuggets, man, they were playing hard. They were playing to win that game. Peyton Watson looked as good as I've ever seen him look. So it's still an impressive win for the Chicago Bulls, even without Jokic for the Denver Nuggets. And it's crazy, man. You guys might call me crazy. I'm starting to see the vision. I'm starting to see AK's vision for this basketball team. I've probably been AK's harshest critic, man. The moves he's made, I haven't understood them the whole time. I honestly don't think he's very good at his job, but I see the vision. Here's what I think the vision is for this team. They are hoping that Coby White, Josh Giddey, and Matas Buzelis all develop into top 75 players in the NBA. If you got 3 guys on your squad that are top 75, you're probably going to be a pretty decent basketball team. Now, ideally, you'd pair those guys with a top 10 guy, and none of those 3, as much as I love Buzelis, I love his ceiling, I don't think I see it as a top 10 guy. Could he get to the top 25 someday? Absolutely. He definitely could. I think he's a more athletic Franz Wagner. And there's some people earlier this year who had Franz Wagner in the top 25 in the NBA. So I think Buzelis absolutely has a top 25 ceiling. But they want those 3 guys, Coby White, Josh Giddey, Matas Buzelis, get them to develop into top 75 guys in the NBA. Those are kind of the pillars of the franchise. Then you got tradable contracts. You got Zach Collins, Kevin Huerter, Patrick Williams, Lonzo Ball. Those are all tradable contracts. They're all in that kind of $18 to $22 million range. All very tradable contracts. You have full control of your draft picks. The Bulls don't owe draft picks to anybody else. They still have some loose control of the Portland picks. You got full control of your draft picks. Now, when the next superstar demands out, you are in prime position to try to make an offer for them. If you're able to hit on if you're able to hit on your draft pick this year, let's say you get a Jace Richardson and he looks like Jared McCain looked for the Sixers this year. Then, coming up when Giannis or some guy who's not even on our radar right now, that's kind of the way this works in the NBA is we have a list of guys we think want out, but then every year there's one guy who demands a trade that totally takes us by surprise. So when that next superstar demands a trade and wants out, now if you got, those tradable contracts, you got full control of your picks, you got a guy like a Jace Richardson who's a nice young player with some potential. Now you're in prime position to make a move for that next superstar who wants out, and now you've added that top 10 to top 15 talent to your roster, and then you pair that with Coby White, Josh Giddey, and Matas Buzelis, who at that point are top 75 players in the NBA. Now you're a true contender. So I see that path, and that path makes sense to me. It's a hard path to navigate because obviously you never know when that superstar is going to demand that trade, how they're going to fit in with what you already have. But to me, it's a formula that we've seen have success. We've seen it have more success than just the flat out tanking formula of the past. You look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, they were able to trade for Donovan Mitchell, boom, instant contender. The New York Knicks, they were able to go sign Jalen Brunson, boom, contender. We've seen this happen before. So that's a path or even the Minnesota Timberwolves, they went to the Western Conference Finals last year. They were able to trade for Rudy Gobert. Granted, they had drafted their superstar already in Anthony Edwards, but still, man, you've seen this happen before where teams, they have the group of players that they like, that are young, that they think can be top 75 players in the NBA. And then when that next superstar demands out, they're in prime position to trade for him and take them to that next level. So I see the vision for what the Bulls are doing. AK's winning me over a little bit. I still think a lot of his moves are losses. Not getting a draft pick for Zach LaVine, that's still a loss. Not getting a draft pick for Alex Caruso, that's probably still a loss, even though I love Josh Giddey and I think we won that trade. Or it's a rare win-win trade in NBA history, but I'm coming around on AK a little bit. I'm seeing what we're doing. I'm seeing what we're cooking. This offseason is going to be very big, and these last 15 games here to close out the season, we're really going to see what we're cooking with. So you guys let me know in the comments what you think. Are you starting to see the vision of what Arturas Karnisovas is cooking here?